Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Nat. I am playing with an image from, I'm going to put the name up here. I don't want to kill it. It's Emma, but I don't know how to pronounce the last name. It's a German company. I've been working with them for a little while now, and they're so cute. Their images are so gorgeous. So this is another one that I'm not too sure how to pronounce it because my high school German is not the world's best, so I will add that here as well. I have, using a Silhouette Studio program, I have added these images, and what I've done is I've made my card size. If you don't know anything about Silhouette, it's like the Cricut, but it's it's basically like the Cricut. You can print out images, you can add images to your design and make it smaller, make it bigger, enlarge it, flip it around, all that sort of stuff. It's basically a Cricut. I was trying to think of what the difference is, but I don't think there is anything real difference. So what I've done, you can see the colors there up on the screen. I'm not going to go into those too much. It's really simple. I'm only showing you one pencil or two pencils by the time we get to the one that is not colored here at the moment. Silhouette, you can bring in the design using the merge function in the program. You can shrink it down to whatever size that you wish. So I tend to make my card bases, when I do this, make my card on my screen to be an A6, which is for non-metric people. It's a quarter of an A5 or no, it's not your document. Is it your document? I don't know because I'm not American. Sorry. But it is 10 and a half centimeters by 14.8. No. Yes. Who knows? But yes. And what I've done is I've bring the images down to however I want it to sit on my card base. And then I've duplicated that and put it all on. You can see the other half of my images there. Put it onto my card base in whichever way you designed. You feel fit. So in this particular case, I've made them longer, smaller. I've altered the sizing. And then this particular one, which is we're coloring with the BGs, 49s, 13 and 11. I'm just getting an idea of how far I need to go down. I flipped it around. So here's totally different color. I did have to Google pencils. Is that bad? I did have to Google pencils because I use a lot of mechanical pencils. My youngest is 18. So, he doesn't really use pencils anymore because he's in uni. But when he did, it wasn't all that much because he's in high school. So they don't tend to use them as much. They use them, but they're not as much as when they're in primary school, of course. So I had to Google it. It had the Staedtler Classic, the red and the black, and I thought, no, I'm going to just make them all plain because the sentiment that I'm using on here is also done with the Silhouette, and it's be unique because I just thought it was fun. Just fun, and I felt like it. So we did that, which is all good. So I'm finishing off the colouring here. I am not worried about the outsides whatsoever. I actually had to, you just saw me go over the edges only because I found my edges weren't terribly, because I wasn't really being too careful. They weren't terribly straight. So, there was little gaps at the end of my pencil. So I've cut that out. I've applied a little bit of foam tape. Words are hard. You know me. Words are always hard. Trim that off. The only thing I'm really going to do now is with this scrap piece of cardstock. If you know me for any length of times, I have done this before. usually rectangles, but this was obviously a sentiment from long ago. Left to right, we've only got a tiny bit. I thought that was just a bit of different, a little bit of fun, the card says be unique. So we did a little bit differently. I could have trimmed a little bit more off, of course, but I didn't. Raise him up with a bit of foam. The last thing I'm going to do is using a little bit of glossy accents on these. On this particular pencil, it was all silver and metallic. I had a little goopy there. I didn't do that, obviously. And because, moving, my Copics are now packed away apart from a few. So that's my card. I hope you're well. Take care, and I shall talk to you very, very soon. I'll leave the link down below over to Emma. Bye.